What is up, guys? Today is Friday. We're going to go ahead and continue with our back testing sessions. Today we have a chart from Kenny, and he has a question. When he was back testing, he's getting caught in this inverted head and shoulder, right? So he's looking for possible buys here, and the market is continuing to drop. Now,
No,
why is that happening?
I'm looking for a downtrend.
Who said that? Who said that?
Oh, really? I see it's a downtrend, but my big question is for regular head and shoulders. You see the regular one down here, the second one?
Which one? This one right here?
Yeah, that one.
Okay.
Usually, I have like a closer head and shoulder, like the one below that, and that one hit a one or two, but usually it would just straight up break, like violate the head and shoulders.
hmm
So that yeah, that's also my question. But yeah, the inverted, you see how it does that? But since it's on the
Yeah,
daily,
yeah.
I would
I see that
assume
right
it
there.
start going up. Yeah.
I see that right there. You good, Shawnee?
Yeah, I'm good. I just wanted to know what time frame was this.
Oh, okay. The daily.
Okay. Thank you.
Daily. Yep. When I read that, I read it like, what the F is this? That's funny. I was like, you good? That's funny. Um, okay, cool. So let's go ahead and cover that real quick. Let's go over here. Where are we at? Let's go to the dollar. Yo, I read that. I was like, oh, let's tone it down a bit. That's funny. Let's go ahead. Okay, let's break that down. So I had the same problem, bro, my first year. And there's times where I still get caught in that. There are times where I do get caught. Everybody has to get got once in a while. But the thing is, and Oren has been going over this actually for like for at least the past month, and I like that he's been going over that, right? Yeah, that's a good one. Right. I like that he's been going over that because when the market is downtrending, right? When you see the market doing its thing, making lower lows, oops, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, right? This is the thing. On a higher time frame, it'll probably look just as clean as this, right? But there are going to be structure points in here, right? As the market gives us this lower low, there is going to be head and shoulder, inverted head and shoulder type movement. But this is the big question, right? This is the big question we have to ask ourselves. What is the trend? What is the direction of the market? So if the market's going down, what do you guys think the market's going? What is it, an uptrend or downtrend?
Downtrend.
Downtrend, right? Now the thing is we get really caught up on this setup right here for like the reversal, right? But look, if we're focused on the black structure, right? And this is all I have, right here. My change of character would be here, right? This is my change of character. So if the market would want to reverse, lower low, lower high, lower low, change of character, right? But we really get caught up in the small structure that's inside of here. That obviously it is giving us the same structure, but when we see this, we're thinking, okay, this is the one that's going to send us up, right? This is the one that's going to send us up, and it may, right? It may give us something, but we're focused on the downtrend. We should be focused on the regular head and shoulder, right? Because if we can get something that looks like this in a downtrend, I would much rather catch this sell right here than this buy. Does that make sense? Because yes, we do have a smaller time frame, uh, BOS and change of character, but the real change of character is going to be at the previous high that made this low, right? So if we go back to your drawing, oops, let's just look at this real quick. So if we're looking at it like this, you're looking at um, this area here, right? But if we go up to one more time frame, you know what I'm going to see? A lot of these candles here are going to disappear, and it's going to look like this: lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Does that make sense? So if the market was going to head back up this way, where's my true change of character, guys? Who wants to draw it on my chart with me? If the market was going to head up and give me a real change of character, where should my change of character line be? Mm, that's a good guess for sure. My change of character for buys would be up here, right? Because if this is the dominant lower low and this is the lower high, and this high made new lows, if I'm looking for reversal, the market needs to go ahead and make its way above this. Does that make sense? So, with that being said, right, as the market makes this high and it gives us this low, when the market pulls back, yes, it's giving us a head and shoulder. I see it, Eli. Trust me, I see you, bro. I understand what you're seeing. It is giving this, right? But if we can get this, obviously this would be counter trend trading because we know the market is doing what? It's in a bearish state. So it's best for us just to continue to look for some sales. But if it does end up giving a move here, the real change of character is until here. So it can go all the way up, all the way up, all the way up, all the way up. But if the market does not break and close above, we are still in seller territory. Does that make sense? So we could end up making our way back down.
You want me to send you the weekly?
Yeah, sure. That'll give us a good visual. But does that make sense, everybody? Let me know if that makes sense. Because that's something that got me on my first year so many times, and Oren had to sit me down and be like, bruh, you're focusing on the reversal on a too low of a time frame. And I was like, I got it. I get you now. Can you zoom in just a little bit more, Eli, on this area here? Like just this right here, if you can. That'd be great, bro. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Awesome. Cool. All right. Let's move this out the way real quick. Delete that. Pull that up. All right, G. Okay, cool. So yeah, let's take a look. Notice the structure, right? Less candles. Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. Let's see, does that make us a new low? I believe this does. Lower low, lower high, lower low. Awesome. So again, if we were focused right here, right, because this is where you ended up getting caught. If we were focused right here and none of this happened, we have the BOS. Actually, let's just go. I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm wasting time like this. Let's just go to the chart. Let's go to EURUSD. Let's clear up some stuff. Mark it up later. Was this close, Eli? Was this somewhere close? Was this like right here somewhere?
I was back testing. I think it says Monday 07, November 22.
Oh, 07? Oh shit.
Yeah.
1222. Okay. Let's see. Oh seven. Got you. Okay, got you. We're right here. All right. Let's see where we at. Okay, right here. Cool. Could this go down more? No? Okay. Anyways, whatever. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Lock in. Lock in. Okay, cool. So look at this, Eli. This is where you ended up getting clapped right here, or this is where you had some trouble when you were back testing, right? So let's go ahead and we'll break that down. So this is the thing, right? How do we know that we're really looking for long-term swings? Like if you are really looking for a bias to break and close above that, lower low, lower high, lower low, we're looking for the market to actually start to swing and head above this, right? The only time I'm looking for something like that, Eli, is if I'm looking way, 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 way left and this is what I see. And I find myself with the head and shoulder without a shoulder. So I know when the market comes back here, I'm looking for some long-term swings. Does that make sense? So the thing is, you can't be biting, and this goes for everybody, right? Because I used to do this shit too. We can't be biting on every inverted to just do its thing and like send it to the moon, right? When we're looking for good possibilities on the reversal, it has to be something that's worth reversing on, either a starting point or an inverted head and shoulder. Does that make sense? So if we have an inverted head and shoulder that's chilling right here waiting and it only has a left shoulder and we need that right shoulder, bro, once the market comes back, then I would definitely be looking for something that looks like this. That way we can just send it back up. Does that make sense, Eli? So because there wasn't anything like that, they were just trying to fool you because they know people only focus on things right in front of them.
Yeah, I get you.
So go long unless you see a lower low that hasn't been taken out. Is that what I said? Can you like explain that a bit better? Maybe unmute and ask that. So go long unless you see a lower low that hasn't been taken out.
So sometimes in the market, I be seeing some lows that haven't been taken down. So we're bearish, but then I mean bullish, but then we're going back bearish. So would you say is coming back down to take the lowers that haven't been taken out, if that makes sense?
That could be a possibility. That could be a possibility. And sometimes the market likes to take liquidity too and then start to head and continue in that bullish movement. So that could
Yeah,
be a
yeah.
possibility. So yeah, I wouldn't say yes or no to that one because the market's going to do what they want to do. So that's something you can look for. And if the market does do that, you can always just wait for a confirmation, to continue with the markets.
Okay, okay. Makes sense.
Yep. Got you. Good question. So yeah, so when this happens on that 4 hour time frame and you're seeing something that looks like this, we don't have to, or on that daily time frame, we don't have to bite on that because we know that the market is actually bearish. I think it was this actually, but the market was actually bearish.
Yo, Vinny.
What's up?
So you would jump on the weekly to get the change of character for that higher time frame, and if it doesn't
Yeah,
break that on the daily, then you wouldn't consider it as a change of character.
correct.
All
Yes,
right.
correct. Because look, we're continuing bearish, right? So maybe we're looking for some continuation sales, right? Maybe some continuation sales because we have the BOS that happened right here or even here, depending on how you see it. I mean, this is definitely the BOS. So if we go back up to the weekly, the BOS. Now, Yes, it may give some type of reversal, right? Because markets are fractal. So it may give us something that looks like this to send it back up, but it's only going to be for a short term. Now, this is the daily, so this short term is actually pretty decent if it can give it to us, right? But realistically, we would be looking for that continuation sell, whether it's at this starting point or at this right shoulder, and then we're going to continue with the long term sells. Does that make sense? So for me, anytime the market, yeah, that's something that's good too. So we
Would
got this
you,
VO.
my bad, would you consider that another break of structure or no?
Yes, yeah, for sure. This is the daily time frame too. So we have this BOS, and technically the BOS that happened right here was this last buying candle that ended up respecting. It hit a stop loss on the daily time frame, but on the 1 hour, it probably gives you something on lower time frame, and then it continues with that downtrend. So with that, we have another BOS right here, and now we have a starting point that is right here. With if you're looking at this as your setup, because you have the starting point, this would actually be your stop loss. And if it goes higher, then we would have a head and shoulder here. But yeah, since the market is in a downtrend, I hardly look for counter trends unless it really gives me something clean. But when the market is downtrending, I really just like to look for sells. So that means that you're waiting and sitting on your hands a bit more, and you're waiting for the confirmation to give you something good. So let's just see how this would play out.
Hey man, excuse me,
What's
Vinny.
up?
So
What's
wouldn't
up?
this be BOS also?
Yes, yes, but on the weekly time frame, or let's go back up to that monthly.
Mm, yeah.
Yeah. So when we look at this on higher time frame, the market is dumping, right? We could see that it's been moving for a minute. So on this weekly time frame, this is the starting point that's right here, right? So it did give a daily and 4 hour change of character, and this one would have fooled you because there was nothing to actually to back it up. So this one would have actually ended up fooling you and continued with that downtrend. So if we're looking at this on that weekly time frame, it gives us the BOS that happened here, and then we find our breakout rally with our breakout with our starting point. So our weekly starting point would have been right here. Now, if we drop down to the daily and see if we could try to find multiple starting points to continue sales, this would be a starting point, and then we would have a starting point right here. Um, that one would be a little tough, but I could see someone using. I could definitely see Oren using this as a starting point because it breaks this right here.
So you're saying that the breakup structure really is also when you have some data previously that you've seen like some type of report support or resistance.
Yeah, it helps a lot, bro. Honestly, it really
Mm.
does because that gives you defined structure especially when it's giving you lows, and then it gives you obviously when it comes back and gives you a high and gives you support, and we peak above. Then once we come back to this new low and it bounces off, that gives us good structure, right? We break and close below. We retest. Not only do we retest, but we get that starting point that's right there, and then we continue down, making a brand new starting point. So then we have an entry point right here and an entry point up here. So then as the market pulls back, it does give us um, an inverted setup, and because it's in a downtrend, I would like to go ahead and wait for confirmation. So let's actually see if it gives us something. Because I know on the weekly time frame, the change of character is here. So let's go ahead and take a look. Let's go to the 4 hour.
Looks like it's violating the shoulder, right?
Are you talking about this one? Or what are you talking about?
I was talking about mostly
Oh,
like
this one? Yes,
any
yes, yes.
reaction to it. Yeah,
Yeah. Hmm.
it hasn't violated it yet, but yeah.
Yeah. And the thing is too, is sometimes the market will do this, right? It'll fool you in a downtrend, thinking it's ready to reverse. But when we have a head and shoulder or some type of starting point in this area, let's put a little starting point. A little starting point in this area, it'll give you buy type structure, right? And when we see consolidation, usually when we want to see sells, we want to see the market clear the buy side or the sell side liquidity, and then we continue down, right? That's easy sell market structure. When you see that, you're like, oh fuck, bro, we're gonna continue selling. You know what I'm saying? But when you see something that looks like this, and the market actually clears the downside before heading back up to come give you an entry, then we get caught in this market structure here because then we see this as an opportunity. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So we have to be careful with these. Now, don't get me wrong, like there are some that I would test trade based off of structure, like the previous structure on this side, like let's just say it hit something right here, right? But when the market is heavily like downtrending and or uptrending, like when that thing is pushing, like you really want to be careful with the counter trends. Like let it continue to change character. Like let it reject, let it continue to do its thing, and then change character. When you see something that looks as clean as this, it's like it's not confusing. Like you're not confused. Like it actually happened. You know, we're actually getting that change of character we're looking for. So when we look over here, right? And the thing is too, Jordan Morgan, he's been talking about this on his lives, and I've been watching him during work. And he was saying a lot of people they will go for the easy countered trends rather than the hard continuations. Right? If you're looking at this, wouldn't this look like an easy counter trend? The market was selling off, and then we have a liquidity sweep and a change of character. Wouldn't you think that is an easy buy? If you're
Yeah.
looking at that, trust me, I would think the same thing. I would think the same thing. But look, how much tougher is the buy or the sell? If I know there's some type of starting point here, how much tougher does this sell look than this buy? Looks a little tougher, right?
Yeah.
So if we go ahead and zoom in, this looks fairly easy. But when we zoom in and we just continue marking up the structure the way we do it, BOS to the upside. BOS to the upside. So if I'm looking at this, my change of character line is here. Do we change character?
Sure.
For sure we do, right? I'm gonna put this line up here just because I'm gonna put the candle or the box, my shoulder. Now look at that. This setup doesn't look as easy. It's actually just a bit harder, but that's a snipe. We get an entry here, and then the market comes back for extra measure, gives you that second entry, and then it takes off and continues in that downtrend. Now the market, if you're looking for now, just look at how much more difficult the sell looks. Like you would actually have to mark up the structure and like wait for the confirmations rather than this is like, oh, this shit's pretty easy. I can see that. It's clear as day. You know what I'm saying? So when Jordan Morgan said that, I was like, bro, like I had that problem so bad my first year when I would just chase the counter trend because it looks so much easier. Like even on the 1 hour guys, there are gonna be counter trends that just look freaking beautiful. And you end up getting clapped. Like, trust me, like I've done it. Like, let's go over here. Let's go over here and take a look at this. I just want to see if it has something. Let's take a look at the structure in here, right? Because this is the 4 hour time frame. So every pullback inside of here, right? Every pullback inside of here, pullback is gonna have some type of inverted, right? So I just want to see how much easier does the buy look than the sell. Actually, sales look a lot cleaner here. Yep. I mean, sometimes the market just gives you like a really good structure. Like if you're looking at this technically, right? We get the BOS here. Now this was easy structure because if this is my BOS, guys, where does my change of character be? Where's my change of character supposed to be? Yeah, so this is an easy one, right? But if we had something that looked like this, right? Lower low, lower high, then the market comes back down and gives us like something that looks like this. Now which one are you like, oh shit, do I take the buy or do I take the sell? Which one do I take? You know what I'm saying? So this would be the easier looking position, and then you're like, well, shit, that one looks a lot easier. But the market's in a bearish trend, so we should be looking for the shorts. Just something to keep your mind on, guys. Trust me, bro. Like, oh man, I got so many times, bro. Like, you have no idea. Let's take a look at some different charts and just see if we can find something that looks like that. So even this, right? Let's take a look. And this is just the 1 hour time frame, so I'm not gonna get too in depth, but take a look, right? Just based off of this, we have BOS to the downside, and then we have the change of character, right? So just based off of that, based off of this structure, what should we be looking for? Buys or sells? What should we be looking for, guys? Buys or sells? Buys. Now look at this. Let's just take a look. Let's dive deep. Let's dive deep real quick. If I'm looking at this, I have my bullish rally breakout. So my starting point would technically be here, and my shoulder would be here at this area. I'm just gonna delete that because this looks cleaner. Now look at this, guys. We have buy confirmation and buy structure right here with this, right? Lower low, lower high, lower low, change of character. Just gonna leave that right there. Now, what looks easier to get into? This sell structure or this buy structure? Well, yeah, you okay, let's take this off. Let's take this off, right? And let's just focus on this. What structure looks better to get into? What looks easier? Sells look much easier. Much easier, right? Trust me, guys, I've been there. It looks much easier to get into. But once we see that we have the confirmation and we've found our starting point or our shoulder, okay, yeah, it can give us head and shoulder vibes. It can do what it has to do because I know at the end of the day, market is fractal. So it has to either sweep liquidity to the upside and then change character, or it's going to build liquidity and then drop to the downside and leave liquidity, right? In this example, it swept liquidity and then changed character and came back for me. But knowing that, okay, if you were really looking to take buys, wait for confirmation here. Wait for the confirmation, right? We can easily see the market does not respect this area at all. It doesn't even change character. So as soon as the market came inside, we're waiting for this. Low, high, lower low, let's take the opportunity, right? But it never gave us anything. But look at this. If we focus on this buy setup, what do we got? Now again, sometimes the continuation moves, sometimes they'll hit your stop loss and then go because it's the harder setup to get into, right? We have the BOS to the downside. BOS to the downside. Right now on this time frame, just with this structure, my change of character is right here. Now, the market gives us a breakout rally. We do get the change of character, and my shoulder for this is right here in this area. And my stop loss would be down here. But look, the market hit my stop loss. The market hit my stop loss. But look what happens. Did it go my way? Did it give me the BOS that I'm looking for? Even though it hit my stop loss, did it give me the BOS I was looking for? Yes. So by looking at this BOS that I was waiting for, what should I be doing now?
On
Okay,
your
John, I
starting
got
point.
you. You find your starting point. So look, first entry hit your stop loss, right? It was picking pockets. But look what the market wants to do. Came right back into right inside your starting point. Your stop loss is now here, and you ride that wave. And you ride that wave. Does that make sense, guys?
Yo, Vinny. So
What's up?
if it looks like it could be a counter trend entry, then you just would want to wait for confirmation.
Yeah, you either test trade super small or you just wait for the confirmation on it.
All right, appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Okay, so Gian. So what I was breaking down is the structure to these setups, right? Notice how this structure here, it may not look as easy for you right now because you're new, but in a couple months, you're gonna be like, man, I'm seeing this head and shoulder structure so easy. Like this looks like an easy sell setup, right? And I know a lot of the people who are 2, 3 months in, you're like, yeah, I was there. I did not understand head and shoulders my first month, but now that I'm 3, 4, 5 months in, I'm starting to grasp the concept. So people who have been here for a while, they're looking at this and they're saying, "Oh man, this right here looks like an easy peasy sell setup. We about to smack the charts, baby. All I do is win, 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 no matter what. DJ Khaled, another one type shit. You feel me? You people are looking at this saying, easy money. We about to eat today. Steaks on gold, right? But the thing is, once the market gave us confirmation for buys right here, the market was heading down, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. But look at what happened, Gian. The market ended up disrespecting, and now we're starting to head up now. So we got that change of character or the change of direction to the upside. Does that make sense so far? The market was heading down and then changed direction and started heading back up. So once we got this change of direction here, we should now be looking for buys, right? Now, once we got this change of direction, the market gave us a really good buy opportunity with the breakout rally, and it gave us a starting point right here. So this is my buy opportunity right here. Right now, the thing that I'm saying is the market likes to fool you. It likes to fool. It's like a card dealer. You know how like people, like some of these people who do cards, that deal cards, they have like these card tricks, right? They like to bust out cards. I'm gonna go ahead and pick a card, any card, right? They want to fool you. So they're gonna give you something that looks super clean, just like this sometimes, right? But this right here would be the counter trend. Why? Because now we are looking for buys based off of the change of character, right? So there are gonna be times where that counter trend looks really, really good and easy, and the continuation is going to look super tough. So notice how this right here looks a bit harder to get into. Like if you were looking at this as a newer student, someone who's 2 to 3 months in, you're probably not going to want to get into this because it looks a bit rough, right? We also had the BOS here. Would you agree? This looks a bit rougher to get into than this setup here. So what I was saying was we have to start one being careful with the counter trends, but we really have to put on our glasses, put on our thinking caps, pull out the notebooks, and pull out all the skills and things that we've learned and put them into the harder setups. You have to get down and dirty and mark up the charts, guys. Because some setups that look as clean as this, bro, it's easy. BOS, market was consolidating. Well, you know what? Sometimes the market's going to be choppy and it's not going to look good. Again, the market wants to fool you. They want they want the least amount of people to get in with them, and they want as many people to lose all the time, right? So if someone is looking at this for a sell setup, notice how something like this, there's not going to be very much people wanting to buy here. Well, when you see this, you're like, oh yeah, everybody and their mama selling right here. Let's go ahead and take these sales. Yeah, trust me. I've been there. I've been on that side. It's rough. So, guys, I I strongly believe that y'all should be test trading these counter trends or wait for the confirmations, guys. It'll save you some losses. Gotcha, Gian. It'll save you some losses. Now, risk to reward should have your back as long as you're solid with your trades, you're doing everything you should be. So don't be afraid of taking losses, guys. But you have to learn from your losses. You should learn from every single loss. Why did I take a loss? What happened? What did I do wrong? What did I miss? What did I overlook? What did I underlook? You know what I'm saying? Your wins. Why did I win? What was I looking at that was good? Things like that. Always study, guys. Always study your wins and your losses. Let me see. I know Austin was just sending in hella charts. That's my boy, though. Let me see. Where you at, Austin? Not bad. Can't find him. Give me a second. Give me a second. All right, I got one. Got one. See what we got here. See what we got here. Nasdaq. Yeah, I like this. Wish I could zoom in. It's NQ1? NQ1 exclamation point. Let's see. NQ1. Is it this? I think it is. Where are we at? Oh, wait. Okay, cool. So let's go to higher time frame real quick. Okay. Can anybody see a reason why the market rejected it right here? Just by looking at this chart? I'm just gonna leave it here. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. There was a starting point. Market gives us a BOS. I'm sorry, higher high, higher low. We get the BOS that we're looking for, right? The market is continuing up higher. So our starting point is right here. Boom. Awesome. Awesome. So now look at this, guys. Let's take a look and see, because he wants buys, I believe, in this area. Okay, so that's probably around right here somewhere. So let's drop down the 4 hour. So if I'm looking at this, just by looking at this, I would say this is my BOS. But I like for this to be my change of character. Why? Because this is the dominant low, the dominant high, and then we get internal liquidity, and then we break and close below. So to continue up higher, I would like the change of character here, pull back, and then we'll continue with that bullish momentum, right? So this is my daily change of character, and it's most likely my weekly too. Yes, it's my weekly as well. So knowing that, I can see if we can catch some buys and catch that breakout. But this is the range, right? The market can technically head back up for a little bit, and then if it can still continue down. As long as it doesn't break and close below here, we can still continue down lower, right? So I want to be careful. Let's go down to the 4 hour time frame. And this is what I'm seeing. Oops, what you got, Kenny?
I just had
So
a
yes,
question. If
yes,
you
well, go ahead.
daily or whatever higher time frame you're at, I was gonna ask if it doesn't break this, you wouldn't look for sells.
Yes, I would look for sales for sure. So
You
that's
would?
my change of that I would. Yes, I would. Because that's this area is also my weekly starting point. See what I mean, guys? This is what I mean. Happens on every time frame. So you can't get, someone's getting fooled. Someone has to be fooled, right? We all it all happens to us sometimes. On the weekly time frame, are we bullish or bearish, guys?
Bullish.
Bullish, right? So we can easily see we have a fairly clean setup here with the breakout rally, right? We have a BOS of the upside, 4 candle breakout rally. So if I'm looking at this on the weekly time frame, this red candle here is my starting point, right? So technically, the market can come all the way down, but as long as it doesn't break and close below this black line, I'm good and I can continue buys.
Oh
But
yeah,
as soon
so
as
my
go
bad.
ahead,
So yeah, that was
no, go
my
ahead.
question. If it doesn't break and close below this line, you wouldn't look for sell,
Nope,
correct?
nope. If it doesn't, no, we can still look for buys.
All right, sounds good. Thank you.
Yep, yep, yep. But look, if we go back down to that daily, look at what structure gave us. Now, this is one of the moves where it ended up playing in our favor, right? But this would be a counter trend sell technically. BOS, change of character, the market comes back and gives you that counter trend that we're looking for, right? But it only came right back to the next buy zone, pretty much went right back to your entry, right back into my buy zone, and most likely we're just going to continue in that bullish move because the indices are so damn bullish right now. You know what I'm saying? So this was actually a really good example because higher time frames, guys, will always be where the market is coming to. Always. Like, yes, you can participate on lower time frames and stack your bags and stack your chips, but when the ruckus is like, oh, news is going crazy right now, man, the market's been dropping for weeks. Well, what is it dropping to? It's dropping for something, right? That higher time frame zone. That higher time frame zone right here, you can't see this on the 1 hour. If I drop, if let's go over here, hours. If I drop down to the 1 hour, what do you see? You don't see nothing. Matter of fact, if I refresh this page, look at what the market sends me. Look at how tight it sends my chart. So you don't know where the market's going. You can't even see the weekly buy zone. But when you jump up to a higher time frame, one time frame at a time, you can start seeing, okay, we're getting some buyer's momentum. Let's keep going higher. Okay, I like this. I like this buy opportunity. This is a good daily buy. Let's see if we can go higher and confirm. Okay, cool. This whole thing is the weekly buy. No need to have my zone that big. I'll just stick to the daily, right? So I hope that makes sense. On a 4 hour time frame, let's go back up real quick so I can save this. This is what we got so far. Now these buys down here would be a bit aggressive, because we obviously haven't changed character yet. But at least in the 1 hour as well. If I'm looking at this, notice how we have the BOS to the downside. We have the change of character here. Now we have a starting point down here. So let's go up to the 4 hour so we can have a pretty decent sized starting point. And then we can easily see we have a starting point here. Now the market continued higher. It continued higher, guys. So that means the market is ready to give some momentum now. For how long? Not sure, but it's ready to give some momentum. So we have a BOS to the upside. We have a starting point right here. Would not mind if the market wants to pull back and continue higher. Would not mind. Right? Let's drop down to the 1 hour so we can confirm structure. Okay, cool. I like this. I like this. So we not only do we have a starting point right here on the 1 hour time frame, but look at what we have here, guys. We also have an inverted BOS to the downside, and then we have that change of character right here. So look at this. Look at this, Eli. Look at this, guys. Who would be getting stuck right here? Who would be looking at this and say, "Oh, the market's ready to start going down now"? Trust me, I've been there, guys. I know somebody's gonna be like, "Yo, this looks like a pretty clean head and shoulder right there." That looks like a pretty clean head and shoulder. When the market comes right in this area, I'm gonna go ahead and sell it down to this buy and shoot the market back up. Right? Trust me, I've been there where like I'm a ping pong the market back and forth. Bro, when the market gives you buy market structure and it's bullish, bro, hold off and be careful on these counter trends. If you must, test trade it. If like you're like, bro, I gotta fucking get in, just test trade it. Like, bro, it's good. Like you'll be okay. You know, I gotta test trade it. Cool. If you're gonna take a loss, lose a very small amount. If you're like, you know what, Vinny, I think I've matured enough, bro. I don't need to take the setup, but I'm just gonna wait for the confirmation. Cool. When the market makes its way up here, right? Let's just take a look at this. Once the market touched this area, if you were looking for sells, okay, I get it. I get it. But look, once the market touches this area, where is your closest BOS, guys? Right? I'm saying the market is here. Where's my closest BOS? If you guys want to mark up my chart, I definitely encourage. Yes. My closest BOS is right here. My change of character line would be right here where Juan had his. That's my change of character line. So if the market was going to reverse, I would like to see this. I'm okay with missing out on this drop. Why? Because it's the counter trend, right? It's the counter trend. If I don't get this, then I'm not looking for the sell. Does that make sense? I'm not going to be looking for the sell. Why? Because it's the counter trend. If we just got a BOS of the upside, what is this telling you? There's a starting point right here. There's a starting point right there, which means somebody is looking to buy here, which means if you're looking to sell in the counter trend, you need the buyers to be violated. Once the buyers are violated, now we're going to go ahead and start looking for some sell opportunities and shift that market down. I hope somebody is having a clicking moment today, right? So if we're looking at the market like this, right, with the buy opportunity, that's what that's what I would be looking at it as, because once we had that change of character, right? Once we have this, all I'm looking for now is inverteds. I try to preach that over and over and over again without it being like too complicated. But once we get the change of character, guys, once we get the change of character, we have to look for the inverteds, because you know what the market does? It'll give us head and shoulder vibes to fake us out, right? It's gonna peak above just so it can sell down. Just so it can sell down. And then you know what it does? It gives you the inverted. Now, what is it selling down to? Most likely, starting point. Most likely, starting point or inverted, right? In this area. And then you know what happens? We have to be tight on the structure so we can send it back up. Once we get the change of character, guys, we wait for inverted structure. I don't care about head and shoulder structure once we get the change of character because I know that's not the true head and shoulder. I hope somebody is understanding this. That's all I can do is hope, right? Now, once we get this, we had the BOS to the downside. Oops. BOS to the downside. We have the change of character. Tell me this doesn't look like the tougher setup. The cell looks much cleaner. If I'm looking just like at this structure here without this cell looks a lot cleaner, right, than this buy. A lot cleaner. This buy actually looks fairly ugly, right? Not every setup is going to be pretty. That looks fairly ugly. But this is the setup right there. Let's take a look. I don't even know. Did the market continue? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So this is live price right now. So look, this is what we got here. We have an inverted setup along with the starting point. Now, this is the 1 hour starting point. If I go to the 4 hour time frame, let's go to the 2 hour. Let's go to the 4 hour. This whole candle is my starting point. Come on, G. BOS, right? So now that I have a 4 hour starting point and a 1 hour inverted head and shoulder, technically, all I have to do, right? Look, check me out, guys. Check me out. What if the market does this? Oh, snap. It's giving me the head and shoulder. It's giving me the head and shoulder. It's selling down. Guys, all we have to do is wait for that inverted. I don't care if it misses this shoulder. If it touches this box and reverses, I'm going to play my opportunity right here and shoot the market back up. I don't care how inverted, how ugly this looks, right? I'm going to play the opportunity. Now, if I take a loss because the market wants to fool me, okay, cool. Market's going to fool me, but I know the market wants to continue buying. So I'll send it back up. Guys, sometimes the harder positions to get into, it's for a reason. Like they're going to hit your stop loss once or twice, right? It's going to hit your stop loss once or twice because they don't want your ass in there with them. They want the least amount of people to make money with them. They want all the money, right? They want all the money. Yeah, me too, Juan. Trust me, bro. I used to miss out on opportunities like just waiting for this right here, just waiting for the shoulder. And I would be like, the market just touched. Give me an inverted, but I'm not gonna play this because I know the market's coming here, bro. Juan, I know it, bro. You ain't gonna tell me it's not. I know it. And then you know what happens? To the moon, baby. It's gone. It's out of there. And I'm like, bro, what the? Why? Why did I not take this opportunity when I can see the market gave me a clean BOS to the downside and a clean change of character? If the market's giving me this structure and a buy if the market's bullish and it gives me something that looks like this, I am running that shit. I'm running it, right? If I take a loss, I know where they want to go to next. So the harder trades are the ones you should be looking for and forget about the easier ones. No, Eli, definitely don't want to just like put that, out there like that. But, just follow the trend, bro. Follow the trend even if you have to go up to a higher time frame just to make sure like where the real change of character is, and if you see a counter trend that looks easy, I don't bro, take the opportunity with the test trade if you need to, right? Trust me, I test trade hella zones. but with the very, very small loss. Like my small losses are literally like $5. Like I'm not gonna throw down like $200 on a test trade. Like that's stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like literally $5 loss. Like I'm okay with the $5 loss. It like really does nothing to the account. You know what I'm saying? But I would not say just every easy trade is not the trade. Because what if like the massive counter trend is just like beautiful? You know, what if you have something that just looks like a beautiful, you know, what if you get something that looks like this? Because there are going to be times where the trend continuation is just super super nice. So I don't want to say like all the easy trades you should forget and the hard trades you should, because what if we have something that looks as beautiful as this? You know what I'm saying? Lower low, lower high, lower low. What if the market comes up here and changes and continues with that bullish move? Would this not look like an easy play? So I definitely don't want to just put it out there like that. But when you're seeing an easy trade setup and a counter trend, those are something you should look out for, right? When the market is giving you, the opposite direction, if the market's selling and it's giving you a buy counter trend setup, just be careful with those. Unless it's buying off of something important like a starting point or an inverted, then you're like, okay, cool, let's start reversing this market. But until then, bro, if it's not bouncing off anything important and it's just there, like it's just there in the middle of the chart without it bouncing off a starting point or a shoulder, you might want to be careful. And I forgot who said that. I think it was Valentino. Yes, yes, that I would put that. Just be careful with with the easy trades in a counter trend. Yes, that would be a lot better to put out. Yes. Got you, buddy. Got you. I forget. I think it was Valentino on his old boot camp. Oh man. He was saying a lot of people get got, and he used to get got too, right? With things that used to look like this, right? We know where the main buy is. When we're looking at this, guys, and this is what you see on the daily, weekly, or monthly. When you guys see this on the daily, weekly, or monthly, what are you guys thinking? And the market's bullish, right? Market's bullish. What are we thinking, guys? Buys, right? And we're just like, fuck yeah, baby, buys all the way. But look, if the market isn't bouncing off of this shoulder or this starting point down here, and the market's just giving you something that looks like this, let's see, it's actually reverse it real quick. And it's giving you something that looks like this. Yeah, there are going to be times where it fools you because obviously we're looking for buys, right? So it's going to fool us sometimes. But if it's not bouncing off anything specific, we want to wait for that. Continue with that BOS. Continue with that BOS. Continue with that BOS. Boom. Once it gets in this area, guys, I'm looking to continue up. What is up? My boy Austin just sending him in, bro. He definitely takes advantage. BTCUSD. See, this would be another one of those counter trends, right? Because let's go to BTCUSD. Because look, guys, what is the trend on Bitcoin right now? Bullish for sure, right? So if we're looking at this, let's go down to the 4 hour. If we're looking at this and we want to continue buys, my starting point is right here, and my inverted technically is right here. Let's drop down to the 1 hour. So look at this. We know we could be buying here. But look at what it's giving you, Austin. You're taking the bait, bro. You're taking the bait. Austin, front of the class, my boy, front of the class. What do you
Yes,
see here,
sir.
Austin? What do you see here, right here, bro?
See the change of character to the upside.
To the upside,
Or
yes, right? So change of character.
the three candle rally breakout.
Yes, which means there's a starting point right here, bro. Boom. So look, it just tapped into another buy zone. So if you were if somebody's looking for buys right now, right? If somebody's looking for buys, they're waiting for that inverted. They have the bearish break of structure, and this would be their bullish change of character, right? So they're waiting for this shoulder, head, change of character, shoulder, buy, right? But we don't want to get caught in that counter trend. So if the market, if you do, like if you really, really must, and you really, really want to take this trade, I would test trade it. Test trade it. Small lot. You ain't gonna blow an account with the small lot, right? Now look, what did this zone buy off of? Yeah, let's see what this sold. I'm sorry, sold off of. Let's see. Let's go back up to the 4 hour. Now look at this. On the 4 hour, if this is my BOS, guys, right? If this is my BOS, where's my change of character? If this is, yes, thank you guys. That is my change of character. That is my change of character. So let's go over here and see what the market, okay? We have a shoulder in this area. Not too bad, not too bad. Shoulder. Let's take a look. Let's zoom out. We know that, sorry, Bitcoin is very, very bullish. So again, this would be another one of those counter trends. So this would be another test trade, right? So let's just say your test trade's in profit right now. Cool. Your test trade is in profit. Awesome. Cool. Whoever test traded sells is in profit. A couple of dollars, right? But as soon as we go ahead and change character here, most likely their test trade, if they didn't move it to break even, they're going to take a small loss and continue back up. Now, especially if the market wants to go ahead and just take off, like let's say this zone is like the zone and it just takes off without a retest and it violates this setup, oh man, I'm definitely looking for some buys. I'm definitely looking for some buys. Does that make sense, Austin? So just be careful here, bro. They're
Yeah.
baiting you in that counter trend right there.
So would
So
you
and
almost want
again,
to wait? Would you
yeah,
almost
I
want to
would want to
wait to
wait.
see the second confirmation, like breaking below that initial buy zone right there for a second confirmation to the downside?
Yes, yes, for sure,
Okay.
for sure. Yeah, and especially like if they leave this zone here, bro,
Yeah.
and they break and close, right? They have a shoulder here, change of character, and they just like push up a little bit and then just break and oh, bro, then this zone is for sure solid.
Okay.
Wouldn't mind taking that as a counter trend because then it gives us some incentive for a small push down. But again, everybody's looking to continue with these bullish Bitcoin buys, right? So just be careful with that, bro. Anytime the market is bullish and you're looking to counter trend sales, I always like to just wait for these change of characters right here. Make sense?
Since
Bet, my boy. Bet. Good stuff, bro. I see Juan said something in. We'll go ahead and look at Juan's, then we'll go ahead and finish it up. Oh, he was just showing off. He was just showing off real quick. I see you, Juan. Let's go, Juan. Let's go. Give me some fires for the boy Juan real quick. Showing off one time for the one time. But this looks good. Obviously, we were looking for buys with some cryptos. You know, the crypto was bearish for a couple days, and it did everything it was supposed to do. You have liquidity right here, right? Market swept liquidity, right? Took everything out, and it also built more liquidity, sauced it up, took everybody out, and then we changed character, right? So again, this was another one of these baited head and shoulders because everybody, I mean, if you were looking for buys like we were, this would have been something you would have test traded or just not taken into consideration because of these nasty, nasty buy movement right here. Like if I see something that looks like that, I'm gonna hold off on that test trade. And now look at what it gave us. It gave us a head and shoulder violation with the starting point right on top of your left shoulder, which is fire. So this would be opportunity number one in my book because we have the starting point with the head and shoulder violation. And obviously, if you want to wait for extra confirmation, just wait for the market to do its thing right here, and you can go ahead and take this opportunity. If the market doesn't do that and we just violate, well, when the market comes back this way, I would definitely start looking to frickin' do what it does and take this opportunity down here. But that's fire, Juan. Good stuff, me bro. Let's go, bro. Let's go. I know we didn't back test as much as we, as much as I wanted to, but I felt like that topic right there, guys, was very, very needed because I see a lot of people taking counter trends in the chats. And I'm not saying they can't make you some profit at all, right? But you guys have to start looking at the bigger picture. Do you guys want the short term move or the long term move? Now, I know, don't get me wrong, I know a lot of people see, maybe you see buys better than you see sells. Maybe you see sells better than you see buys. But if that's the case, that's telling me something, and that should tell you something. If you're seeing buys better than you're seeing sells, then you're lacking on your sell market structure. If you're seeing sells better than you see buys, right, then you're lacking. You got to get better on both ends, right? So if all you can see is buys, then you have to start looking for some sell opportunities. You have to get better with your sell structure. Because if the market's selling, 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 and you're looking and the market's literally giving you counter trends after counter trend after counter trend, and you continue to get clapped, or you're taking small wins and you notice, man, market's only giving me 1 to 1, 1 to 2, and it's continuing down. Why is it doing that, guys? Why is it doing that? Right? So start looking at it from both ends and not just one. Right? Higher time frame will always be your best friend with the trend bias. Right? It'll also be your best friend knowing the true dominant change of character. Right? The lower time frame change of characters, guys, they can give you moves. Don't get me wrong, but those moves are usually going back to the higher time frame next possible continuation moves. So just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind, guys. Any questions before we head out tonight? I think this is the first time I hear it like this. So many people miss out on this call. I'm telling you guys, trust me. Like I've studied so many educators, bro. Silva, Jordan, Zach, Mike Sotero, Curtis, Oren. Also I can have super sharp skills for myself, but so I can give you guys, right? Yes, yes, we can start to see more of this. Maybe we can start implementing this on the Monday basics. That way we can start breaking down market structure a bit more on the basic calls. Um, but yeah, Eli, I appreciate you for bringing that topic up, bro, because I know it was needed for a lot of you guys. And it's always good to refresh myself as well. Always got to stay a student. But with that being said, guys, I appreciate you guys for giving me your time. Great topic, lots of value. The trend is your friend for a long time. Got you. I got you guys. Appreciate you guys for giving me your time. I appreciate you guys for taking this call serious and always continuing to hop on these calls, guys. I do this for y'all and I want y'all better. So, man, I hope I do y'all justice. But I hope you guys have a great weekend. Make sure y'all do their studying, get your back testing in, hop on that back testing call tomorrow with Neri.
Yeah,
Neri,
thank you,
dope,
Vinny.
man.
I
Yes,
appreciate it.
yes, yes, yes. I got you guys. I got you guys. On Monday, bam, we have a surprise guest. Not really surprised. Y'all heard me ask her, last call. But we're gonna have Neri De Niro, the mother and goat. Bruh, I've had a chance to work with Neri at a couple of events, at a couple work. I'm sorry, um, like trading workshops, and she's the goat, bro. The way she moves in the market, she's such a student, guys. And me and her get along so well because we are the same. We remain a student, and we're always looking to learn. I learn from her, she learns from me. We're out here searching for the right information. And I always like to put the right people in front of you guys. So on Monday, we will be having Neri Banks, Miss Neri De Niro, on the call for y'all breaking down some smart money. Yeah, that way we can go ahead and start implementing both, right? But just wanted to put that out there. Make sure you guys blast that out. I'm going to be sending in a flyer tomorrow. So, guys, you guys can put anybody on this call. You guys have newer individuals that want to learn. Neri's the perfect person to get to put them on the call. She's going to explain everything down perfectly, right? So do what you guys do with that information. This is ours for the taking, guys. 2025 is going to be a lot different this year. You know what I'm saying? So let's get it, guys. You guys have a great weekend. Peace out.